What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Quentin. We are back with another banger today. And today we have the NBA Draft Simulator for the lottery. We're going to be doing the top 14 picks and seeing what these teams need. So with the first pick in the draft, we have the Minnesota Timberwolves. They're going to take Cunningham, no brainer, because they're going to take the best player available. And even though they already have a lot of point guards, they need star, impact, dynamic players. And Cade Cunningham is exactly what they need. So we're going to go ahead and take him right now. With the second pick, I think it's going to be the exact same thing with the Houston Rockets. You see they have Suggs and Mobley over Jalen Green. But Jalen Green was almost the first pick a year ago. And I think he would have been a bona fide first pick with Cunningham if he went to college. But with that being said, we're going to pick him as well because they just need star player. So now the real draft starts here. The first two players are gone. Now it's time for the real draft to really actually start. I think that this team is going to probably go ahead and bring in Suggs because of one reason. They're very high on the shooting guard. They need a shooting guard. And two, it's not a solid point guard or shooting guard for this team that's going to really be able to take over. You can argue they can go with Mobley, but they already have Okafor and Stewart, and they already have Plumlee. So I think they're going to go with Suggs, especially after his last NCAA run, winning the championship. They're going with Suggs. So with the next pick, the Magic, this is where it gets kind of interesting because they have a lot of players like Otto Porter here, Gary Harris, Terrence Ross, Markelle Fultz. And they have Mo Bamba, Wendell Carter Jr. So Mobley's off the table. You're not going to trade for Wendell Carter Jr. and get Mo Bamba and think that you're going to get Evan Mobley. So that only leaves a small forward / wing player, which is Jonathan. And he can come in there and be a good small forward if he gets the practice, the patience. He's a raw talent. He's not as NBA polished as the Cunninghams and Jalen Greens of the draft, but he's definitely able to hold his own. So we're going to go with Jonathan. So with the fifth pick, the Washington Wizards, they need a center. This is a no-brainer. Mobley still on the clock at the fifth pick. You draft Evan Mobley, let him come in there and be the big man for the future for the Washington Wizards. So with the sixth pick, we had the Cleveland Cavaliers. And look, same thing with them, man. It's a weird situation. But I feel like with this team, you have Kevin Love, Prince, Larry Nance Jr. So the power forward spot is, they say it's severe, but to me, it should be maybe a little bit low because they have good power forwards. The guard spots is really, really good. So I think that if I had to go with a player here, I would say either Jalen Johnson or maybe scroll down, maybe Isaiah Jackson. But I feel like because they said it's severe, we're going to go ahead and go with. Let me double check this one more time because I feel like I know point guard and shooting guard you're not going to get. So you're not going to get any. You're not going to get Mitchell or Johnson. Nah, small forwards. Yeah, I think they would go with Jalen Johnson right here. I can see Jalen Johnson going to the Cavaliers. So with the seventh pick, we're going to have the OKC Thunder, and they're just going to go best overall players. So I feel like they're going to go ahead and get Johnson, bring him in here, and let him and SGA trade off each other at that point guard, shooting guard position, and it's going to be magic. So with the Raptors pick, Kyle Lowry is almost getting out of here. He's old, but they have Fred VanVleet. They just signed him for that 4-year max contract. The center position is really lacking. The power forward is fine. So I feel like with this spot right here, they're probably going to go maybe Isaiah Jackson because they need some big bodies down there, and he's a good shot blocker. He'll definitely be decent for them. So with the ninth pick, we have the Sacramento Kings, and we're going with maybe Scotty Barnes. You got Harrison Barnes, Buddy Hield, Wright, Marvin Bagley, De'Aaron Fox, Holmes, Tyrese. Yeah. So either Barnes or they're going with Wagner, but I don't really think they'll go with Wagner because Barnes is better. Or they could trade this pick away. But I feel like for the sake of this video, they're not going with Mitchell because they already have Fox. They're probably going to go with Barnes. So we're going to go ahead and draft Barnes there with the 10th pick. I personally feel like this team is not going to use this pick because they can trade this pick away with maybe Alonzo Ball or Eric Bledsoe or somebody, but they have a pretty solid team. They just need to get more chemistry and less injuries. Remember that. Less injuries. If I had to draft, we're going to go with the best center available because the center position is very severe. So we're going to take Sengun and bring him there. And Magic are back on the clock. They just took Jonathan with the 4th pick. Now they need a small forward. I think it's a no-brainer. You're going to go with the sophomore from Michigan, Wagner. Bring him here. Easy money. The Pacers with the 12th pick. They need a point guard. So this is another no-brainer. You're going to bring Mitchell in here. But if you didn't want to bring Mitchell, you could have bring Corey in here. Or maybe Thomas. Maybe Jones. But I think they're going with Mitchell. No question, no doubt. Top 10 player. Fell to the 12th pick. You got to pick him up, man. You had to pick him up. So with the 13th pick, the Golden State Warriors are now on the clock. This is a tricky one because they have a lot of players here where they can say, okay, you know what? We can't trust Clay to stay healthy, so maybe we need to go ahead and look at trying to get maybe Josh. Bring, Josh in here from Australia. He's a sniper. I'm seeing he's a sniper, and he might be a good hitting gem. Or maybe Cameron Thomas. He had 23 points last season. He was very efficient with the 40%. He's a good defender. Also, Shariq Cooper's here for the passing. Remember, he had 20 and 8 last year. Very, very nice for Auburn. I don't know. It really depends. But then again, you see that Severe in the center. It's kind of weird. But you have James Wiseman. Who's going to come on here and start over James Wiseman? But then again, you also can look at it and say, okay, you know what? Jones can come here and maybe help learn from Draymond, but Draymond just got signed to that 4-year deal. Does he want to play behind Draymond? I mean, I guess you don't got a choice because you're a rookie, but it's more of them things where I'm thinking if I'm the Warriors right here, man, I'm going to go ahead and take Jones because Draymond's in his twilight year. Even though he got $4 million, he might get traded away eventually, and they're going to need somebody to help replace this. This is where it gets complicated and tricky right here. You see the point guard spot is Severe and the center spot is Severe. So we're not going to take Corey, Josh, or Cameron. But Mann and Shariq Cooper are probably the picks the Spurs are going to look at. Trey Mann is a big rebounding guard. 6'5", 190, average 5, almost 6 rebounds in college for Florida. Absolute monster with 16 points, only 3 rebounds, very efficient. But Shariq Cooper, we already showed you his stats, 20 points, 8 assists, 4 rebounds. Listen, he almost is getting 5 rebounds being 6'1", and he's still putting up 20 and 8. Now, Mann might be a better defender in the long haul because he's 6'5", but if I'm Pop, I'm looking at that man Cooper and I'm saying, hey, you gave me 28 and 4. I'm bringing you to the Spurs, so that's what I'm going to do. So this is the final lottery draft for me, in my opinion. Let me know what you think down there in the comments, man, if you agree with this or not. I think Cunningham is going to be a big star player, not the best, but Jalen Green and Cunningham are the top 2 picks in this draft, man. If you think otherwise, let me know why. Now, let me know why. I saw a lot of people saying Mobley could have went to the Pistons, but I beg to differ. I think the Pistons are going to pull the trigger on Suggs because you really can't really buy all in on Keenan Hayes because he got hurt and we have to see how he produces. But somebody like Suggs can come in there and really take over the reign of that and also play with a Keenan Hayes type player. And also you must say, okay, Mobley could have went down there because they got rid of Drummond and Blake, so Mobley would have been that big guy. But I feel like after that you had to look at these picks and see, okay, this is realistic because this is where they really could go. I don't think the Pelicans would really keep this pick. They might keep this pick. If they did keep that pick, I see them going with him. And also Mobley in Washington would be an ideal situation for him. And Jalen Johnson in Cleveland, same thing for him. I feel like all these picks are ideal situations for these players, man. And I don't think I would change anything about this draft. Maybe the only thing I'm kind of iffy about is Isaiah Jackson pick. But he's 6'11", get some muscle on his skinny bones, man. Get him big down there in the paint with Siakam. Let him go to work. He's a good shot blocker. Almost 7 feet tall. What can you go wrong with that, man? That's what I'm thinking. So if you don't like this, let me know, man. Tell me what you think you should have did in the draft, I'm open for a conversation, man. But other than that, stay tuned for the next one. Make sure you like, comment, share with your friends, all that good stuff, man. It's your boy Quentin. I'm signing out.